Well, good morning, everybody. I'm trying to get the camera set. It's been a while since I made a video, and my camera's all screwed up. Sorry about moving it. Maybe I'll just leave it right there. Okay, let's see what it looked like. I'm going to tell you what I've been up to. My sister is in the hospital in, I want to say Denton, Texas, but it's Denison, Texas. She's been in there for about 2 weeks, and she was in pretty bad shape. She weighed 77 pounds. And she needed to shock her heart to stabilize her arrhythmia. And let's see, I'd been at my other sister's and stayed there for about, I don't know, 2 or 3 days. We've been running back and forth, very tired, very wore out. I didn't think you need to see hospital scenes, motel rooms, and restaurants and bull crap that just don't care anyway. And our friend, we've known all of her life. She's like the second sister or the seventh, eighth sister of our God. She was with us, and she said, "Lucky, why don't you and Bonnie go take a few days and go down and get your teeth made since you're down there pretty close. They have a place where they make dentures, and they're about half price. And I had worn my dentures in about 11 years since I had that cancer. And so she said, well, why don't you just take your teeth that you got and go down there and see what they can do with them or whatever. Well, I had cancer radiation right up to right here. You can tell here. And I was unable to, I don't like showing all these scars, but I wasn't able to wear my bottom plate, so I just put my top plate up. And so I took everything down there. And he was really reasonable on the price. He fixed the top plate where I could wear it for $50. I can't even believe it. And then he fixed me a new set on the bottom for $250, I believe it was. Altogether, it was $300. And I thought, and then he made my sister a new set of teeth. She had her old set, but she'd worn them for years. And he said, well, they really, they couldn't do much with them. And so she has no bottom jaw, really, so it's real shallow. And so they made her a new set of teeth, and she looks 20 years younger. And that's saying something for 80-something year old, well, almost 90. So she looks good. She has no wrinkles now around the mouth. I mean, it just did wonders. And so mine, it puffed out my bottom lip a little bit, and you can't really tell if I had teeth in or teeth out all these years. Maybe you could, maybe you couldn't, but I couldn't see it. You said now, got teeth, and I have to get used to using them again. My gums are like iron. I can still bite an apple or eat corn off the cob without on my gums. That looks crazy. It looks like a dog swallowed a bone. But my sister's doing better now. She's still going to have to stay in the hospital about another 6 or 7 days before she gets to go home. I decided I'd come home and get some rest. I had took Ori with me, and he was getting tired of traveling, so I brought him home, and he's been in his basket. He's got dog beds, but he likes a laundry basket. If you lay a laundry basket down, it's his. He will get right in it. So I gave him his own laundry basket with his own blanket. And somebody says, oh, you pronounce your words a lot better. Oh, you look a lot better. And oh, I can't believe you look that good. So I never had any wrinkles or anything. And when they had that facelift, basically when they repaired all this and had to have skin, so they pulled it up here and pulled it down here. It sort of left my face smooth. I got some bad stuff around my eyes, but for as old as I am, I think I'm in good shape. At least the doctor says so. I've got a little bit of a cough this morning. It's raining. And my dogs, my puppies, I left them here. And I say puppies, they stare at me. I took baby with me too, because Ori don't like. I thought, well, he'll have somebody to travel with or stay in the motel room when we was at the hospital. And so I just took baby with me, and she was a doll. It helped my sister that was with me, because she just piled up in her lap and played and played and played. And little guy and big boy has pestered me and wants me to hold him now since I'm back home 24/7. But my sister's doing pretty good. She is, let's see, 3 years old and I'm 96. She's 89 or 90. But anyway, because they're the twins. I have to count it out. But anyway, I think she'll soon be 90. Let's put it that way. And but she's in good shape. And her twin that with me, she's hilarious. We went to a garage sale down there in Texas. It was funny. We didn't buy anything. I thought, well, gee, I'm gonna go back to Oklahoma. We can find stuff. But anyway, we went down there. We got lost. We got lost in some town, some little old town. I don't know what. It started with a D or something. I don't know. And we was about a half a day getting out of there, figuring out where we was going. And we finally got back. I said, we are not going anywhere away from this hospital motel room because these roads are not lit, ain't marked very well. So we had a good time though. Oh, we bought something for Mary. Poor old Mary. I hate to say this. Her name's Mary. She don't have no money. Her husband never did have a good job, and she's living on a widow's pension from Social Security. No stocks, no bonds, no nothing. And we take her with us. We took her to the dentist and had her teeth relined. She said, "Well, I ain't got no money." I says, "Hey, don't look a gift horse in the mouth." That's what I told her. I said, "We're gonna fix you up. If we're gonna get fixed up." She's 90 years old. She's a little bit older, maybe 7 or 8 months older than my sister who was with us. I said, "Don't look at no gift horse in his mouth." I said, "Don't you ever heard that saying?" I said, "This is what this is. We're getting your teeth fixed when we're getting ours fixed. So don't look at no gift horse." And she laughed for about an hour. And she's telling everybody, "These are gift horse teeth." But shit, we had a good time. Shit, that's all what counts. We got back to Oklahoma, and the first thing we stopped at was a Walmart to buy some damn Fix-A-Dam. My sister needed it, and so did my Mary, my friend, Arlen. And I said, her boyfriend's named Willie, of all things. I said, "Willie won't even know you." He said, "Hell, you look like a 60-year-old. He says, "Oh, Willie can't see anyway." We was talking about Willie. He didn't want to go. He wouldn't leave Oklahoma. He said we was all crazy. But I said, well, we had to get down there to Texas to see her twin, which is my other sister. And Mary kept us uplifted and laughing because if something would really happen, we'd have been devastated. And I said, well, you know what? We need to rent or buy. I said, I don't like renting, but I said we need to buy. And I said, we need to buy this great big house with about 20 or 30 bedrooms in it, about 3 or 4 stories with an elevator. And all of us old people and all of our friends that we've just known all of our lives move into the damn thing. I said, we'd have a ball. I said, we'd rent staff to cook for us and clean because we ain't going to do that shit. I said, I'll cook, but I said, but I don't want somebody to cook on a constant basis. And we was down there, they called us and told me a friend of mine, and he was 20-something, 22 or 3 years younger than I was. He had passed away from stage 4 lung cancer while I was down there visiting my sister. His name was Larry. He was one of my sister's husband's brother. And we known him, for years. And he passed away. He'd been battling stage 4 lung cancer, and he passed away. I think he was close to 70. But he had fought it for years. And I got to thinking, a lot of my friends, I mean, I have one die every 6 months to every year, at least one every 6 months, maybe two a year, maybe three a year. And we got to thinking, there's not many of us left. I said maybe it was a blessing that we lived too long, or whatever. But they basically are passing away like flies. So my house looks terrible. The kids didn't straighten up nothing. They didn't vacuum. They don't look like it. They didn't mop the floors while it's gone. It's gone about 2 weeks or better. They didn't wash a dish at all. Of course, there's only like 2 dishes in the sink, but that ain't the point. I said, well, who put the dishes in the sink? Oh, I had some cereal. And I said, well, what you been doing? They've been eating out. And, oh, God, I'm tired of eating out. I told them I was going to make a meatloaf, mashed potatoes, gravy. I thawed out some bacon to eat, me and the pups to eat for breakfast. And, but my teeth never did bother me. But, I say, like, I can't say for my mustache. But I hadn't had no teeth in my mouth for 11 years. I'd put these top ones and bottoms. I throw the bottom ones away after we got down there, and they made me a new set. I just threw the other one away. Couldn't wear them anyway. He said, well, I'll just take the teeth out. They used the portion of the teeth. It's easy to make the plastic, but the teeth are a little different. They're a little harder. So we saved the old teeth out of the other one. Going to do something with mine. Hell, I'd say make a necklace out of it. My dog was sitting here watching that little guy and baby. There, a little guy and big boy staring at me. And little guy's so skinny, but he's healthy. He's fat. I've got to take Ori to the vet. Before I left, I had left for a week. Before I left for 2 weeks, and he had lost a bunch of weight, and that's what reason I took. He had broke out in a dry skin rash because he was so nervous, and I thought, oh my God, and I'm taking him to the vet, and he said, wait. Never said all he did was walk the floor, whine, and it wouldn't eat. And then when he was in the yard, he would run the fence line trying to hunt for me. And when I came back before I took off for 2 weeks, he followed me like, oh, really? When I'd start something or cry, he would cry if I left the front room because I got a divider before the front. And he would cry and whine, so I just picked him up too. Didn't have too much trouble with the motel room. I think we had to pay a few dollars extra or something. And I said, well, you shouldn't have to pay anything because it's a service dog. But I had baby with me, so I think, you hear him? That's a big boy want me to pee, huh? I'm not picking you up. Go away. You can only need to leave, but stay in my lap. But anyway, I thought I'd let you go. I'm just rattling now. And quit, you guys. I'm staring at him. But still got a little bit of dry mouth. My teeth are pretty good. I don't have to use nothing on them. They have relining, he did get the bottom teeth to match the top in color and everything else. I look a little better, I guess. But I better let you go. Like I said, I'm like rattling. But my sister's fine. Everybody's fine. Poor Larry suffered for years. I think he lives, 4 or 5 years with that cancer. He tried everything. And like I said, I've got a little bit of a cough because of this rainy weather. I have to watch my lungs. I've got COPD. I'll let you go. Talk to you later. You guys, hey, if you ain't subscribed, subscribe. If you ain't, hit the bell, hit the bell. Give me a thumbs up if you like it. And I'll try to make some more videos. Bye.